This is the build video for my military style FPV pod. Before we start, make sure all servos have been centered properly. To start with, take your 19mm micro-sized FPV camera and install it inside the main tilt axis assembly. Next, make sure the camera is angled down slightly. It makes it easier to get the servo in. Then take your 9-gram servo, and to make it slightly easier, pre-install the screws on the sides here before placing it inside. This makes it a lot easier to get the screws in once the servo is in the right place. Next, take the pan side panel and install it on the side, making sure this notch lines up with the notch on the main bit. Then take your one-sided servo arm and install it facing upwards. Now I'm going to put that aside for a second so we can mount the yaw servo to the yaw mounting plate. Next, install the double-sided servo arm inside this cutout here. You may want to glue it in if it moves about a bit. Then place that on the other servo, making sure this hole lines up with this side of the bracket, so then it can move the full 270 degrees, and then just tighten that down. Next, take the tilt part of the camera assembly and thread the servo wire and camera wire through this slot here. It will end up coming out here, allowing it to rotate the full range of motion without getting the wires caught. And then just use some pincers to pull it through. Once that's been done, make sure there's no slack in the wires and push any other wires back inside the case. Now just align the outcoming notch on the pan part to the hole there and pull the wires through to make sure they're not caught in between. Now take the other side of the camera mat and then line up the notch with the servo arm. Now take 2 M3 nuts and install them into the nut holders here. You may need some tweezers to get them in. Next, take your 2 25mm M3 bolts and stick them into there, and then just tighten that up. And that's it assembled. If you want some more information about this, just check out the link in the description where I have the 3D files and some other important information about making this.